Burgers are gourmet food. That's right, burgers are gourmet food. Sauce Stache made a burger that is supposed to replace Beyond Meat. And he even did it where it could be under $3 a pound to make this stuff. So I said, okay, you know what? That looks really promising. That looks like something that I could show to my viewers, and let's see what it was like. But there was one little issue, and this is something that we try to do here. We try to make things a little bit more healthy and lower in fat. He made a fake fat that he added to the burger. I'm gonna skip that step completely. First, it makes the recipe a lot easier to make, and you can make it a lot quicker, but it also lowers the fat content. So that means if you are watching your fats so that you can be a little bit more healthy, this might be the recipe for you. To make these plant-based burgers is actually really simple. The base is textured vegetable protein. I like Anthony's brand. We use Anthony's for a lot of things. It's easily gotten on Amazon, and we just happen to have links to all this stuff in the description so you can get your own. But this recipe does make about a pound of this meat to make burgers with, and we need about 100 grams of textured vegetable protein, also known as TVP. If I had to guess for a volumetric size on this, I'd say that's about a cup. To this, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of beetroot powder. This gives a little bit of an earthy flavor, but really it's there for a color. Next up is methyl cellulose. Now this is an unusual ingredient. It's not something you see in a lot of food, but in vegan food and a lot of more modern methodology type recipes, it is a common ingredient. It is a thickener, and this is where I deviate from Sauce Stache's recipe. I don't know if my methyl cellulose is just less powerful than his or a different brand, but I end up needing about double what he calls for. So I'm putting in a little over 2 tablespoons of methyl cellulose. Otherwise mine tended to fall apart just a little bit more than I liked. Next, I'm adding 15 grams, which is about a tablespoon and a half of pea protein powder. I'm using this one, but any of them will work. We do have links to this one in the description of the video too. I actually went and got the exact mushroom seasoning that Sauce Stache uses. And actually, I have to say, this stuff is pretty good. We're gonna be using 1.5 teaspoons of this mushroom seasoning. What it is, it's ground up dried mushrooms. Makes for a really nice umami flavor in a lot of dishes. Because it's so ubiquitous in vegan cooking, we're gonna be using 1 tablespoon of nutritional yeast. Now I've done this with nutritional yeast and with Marmite, which was his other optional ingredient, and I can't really tell much difference. I think the ones with Marmite maybe are a little bit more salty, so to keep this a little bit more low sodium alternative, we're going with nutritional yeast. And I'm pretty sure no recipe is complete without garlic powder. He calls for 1 gram. I'm just gonna put, you know, a couple of good dashes in here. Probably more than 1 gram, but hey, I like garlic. And onion powder. Same idea. He calls for 1 gram. I'm putting in that much. Now, something that he doesn't put in his, but I am going to put in mine, is fresh cracked black pepper. I am making burgers after all. You want these seasoned properly. Needed that last one. Then we want to give this a stir. I want to get all those ingredients combined. I do things just a little bit different. I do the 1 bowl method. It seems to have worked really well for me, but I do want to have it all mixed together well first. Now comes the wet ingredients. This is 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. I'm actually using a low sodium version. He calls for 1 tablespoon of white distilled vinegar. I like white wine vinegar better, so that's what I'm using here is 1 tablespoon of white wine vinegar. And then 1 cup of cold water. And stir to combine. It's gonna look really wet and runny at first. Just always does. But as you can see, it's starting to sort of resemble kind of meat. You know, like ground chuck or something. It's thickening up already, you can see it. Now, like I said, this makes a pound of the ground meat, which for us, that's probably 4 or 5 burgers. 5 would be better, but there's 2 of us and we usually, you know, try to keep things evenish. So I might do 4. Once you have it sufficiently mixed, it's starting to thicken. Wow, that's really amazing. Usually it's kind of soupy at this point, but I'll take it. It's all good. My water might have been a little bit colder this time. I'm gonna get it all in there. I wanna cover this up with plastic wrap and put it in the fridge for a couple hours is what I've been doing, and it seems to work really well. It helps it to firm up, It lets it soak up all that liquid, and we'll see you in a couple hours. All right, so this has been chilling for a couple of hours, like 3 hours or so. I think you can go for probably 1 and be fine. What I did though is I have a pan on the stove preheating to 4 on our stove, which ours goes to 10. So that's a little bit below, medium, just slightly. And like I said, this makes anywhere from 4 to 5 burgers. You don't want to make them too big. So resist the urge to make like those super big, thick burgers. They just won't cook quite right. And as you can see how this holds together? I mean, look at that. That just works, It's fantastic. Sauce Stache did a really amazing thing with this recipe. And mine is just a little bit healthier because there's less fat. And I'm just gonna form it into a patty here.
Non più tra I farfalloni amoroso, notte giorno di torno girano.
And there we have it. Let me put that on some parchment paper over on the side, and we'll see you at the stove. Okay, so my pan is heated up, and I said I'm gonna reduce the fat, but I can't eliminate it completely. I am going to be using a little bit of olive oil in this pan, just so that it doesn't stick. Yeah, this is a non-stick pan, but these things, they stick a little bit. I'm using like maybe half a teaspoon of oil. I do try to keep my fat content low in my food though. Now, here's our burger. Get it off the paper and into the pan. Listen to that sizzle. Love the sizzle. Now, how long do you cook this for? I usually go 5 to 7 minutes per side, but keep it down to that like 4 number, maybe even a little bit below medium, medium low even, because you want this to cook all the way through, but you don't want to burn it. And then usually if it's not crispy on the outside, like get that little bit of a crust kind of thing, I will turn the heat up at the last couple of minutes and do both sides really quickly. So I'm just gonna cook this and then I'll show you what it looks like when we flip it. Okay, that's been cooking for a few minutes. I wanna see if it's sticking. So I'm just gonna give it a little move around with the spatula here. Oh, doesn't look like it's sticking at all. Beautiful. Let's give it a flip. Get some of that oil in the spot where it was. Drop it over. Does get a little bit of browning and a little bit of a crust on it. Love that. And another few minutes on that side. Okay, so it's been another few minutes. I want to really make sure this isn't sticking. So I'm getting under there, get some of the oil under there. See, had I not used oil at all, this would have definitely stuck to the pan. So get in there. I'm going to flip it over again. You can see that nice crust, right? And look at that. See, it's holding together. That's a key. TVP tends to fall apart when you try to do this normally, but methyl cellulose, as you cook it, it gets more and more stiff and holds it all together. I'm gonna say this is pretty well done. So it's time to put this on a bun and in my mouth. So there we go. Onto the bun. And normally I would put all sorts of things onto a burger, but today I'm gonna keep it a little bit simple. We're gonna go with just a little bit of mustard, and I'm keeping it simple so I can really describe the flavor of the burger itself rather than the toppings used on it, because that's always the secret when you're making, artificial or vegan meat or alternative meats, is how do they taste on their own? I mean, you can always make things taste good with enough condiments on it, but a little bit of ketchup, a little bit of mustard. All we really need, right? So here we go.
Non più tra I farfalloni amoroso, notte giorno di torno girano.
And there is our burger. All right, so I got my burger, half a burger. Here we go. The texture is spot on. It feels like a real burger, like a beef burger. The flavor is wonderful. It actually tastes like a burger. I mean, here's the thing. Does it have to be beef to be a burger? I don't think so. I think burgers are gourmet food, as evidenced by the t-shirt that you saw earlier. But this is something unique and different and something you can make at home really inexpensively. This is low fat. It's got a good amount of protein to it. Obviously, the bun adds carbs. So your choice of bun is going to add more to it than most other issues that you're going to make here. This is super easy. You can start the mix one day, put it in the fridge, leave it overnight, and make the burgers the next day, so it's really, really convenient. It doesn't take long at all. 5 minutes to put it together and 5 minutes to cook up a burger. It's actually just as fast as the old way, using animal products. But super tasty, really simple. Is this the best food for you? Well, it's a processed food. So again, not always something you want to eat every single day. In conclusion, thanks for watching and have a great day.